Welcome to the Songwriter Connection podcast, where we look at the craft of songwriting through the eyes of a songwriter. Each week, we make a connection with a music maker, listen to their songs, and hear their stories. From Nashville, Tennessee, here's your host, Dave Lenahan.
Well, it's almost a year to the day that we had our next guest last on our podcast, and she's had a very busy year and has some new music that she's going to share. One of my favorite songs these days, by the way, so I had to have her back. Last year, in 2021, she was the Josie award-winning Americana Folk Artist of the Year, and I was so proud of you on that. It's Judy Paster is back with us. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Dave.
How you doing?
Great. Thanks for having me.
You look good, and you got your new baby with you, a brand new guitar.
She's my new honey-colored concert vintage Yamaha.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
She is gorgeous, and you call her Honey, right?
Well, she's called Honey because she's honey-colored. I haven't really officially named her Honey.
Officially.
But
unofficially.
Yes,
Yeah.
unofficially.
I love that you name your guitars.
Oh, Honey.
I love it. So, mine are named too, but they're nothing.
They're nothing as sweet as Honey.
Nothing as sweet as Honey. Mm-hmm. My Martin is called Martin. My Taylor is called Taylor.
Yeah, there you go.
My
Hey,
rain
Martin.
song is Raina.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
That's clever, but, not really. Anyway, it's good to have you back.
Thank you so much.
I know it's been a very busy year for you, and you're just out there everywhere. I turn, I see Judy Paster.
I'm everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, Listening Room, the Gatlinburg Songwriter Fest.
True.
Got to see you there. And with one of my favorite shows all year with John Ford Coley
Yes.
of England Dan Ann. And I think it was like on the anniversary of England Dan's death that you guys played at 12 Keys.
That's right.
It was standing room only.
It was.
What a great night that was.
I love him. He's like, he calls me his little sister, so it's nice.
He does, huh?
Yes, he does.
What a super guy. And
Yes.
he did all the old songs and some new ones, too.
Yeah.
And it was just a fantastic show.
Thank you.
You play with him a lot, huh?
We do play. He'll play whenever he can if I invite him out, but
Yeah.
I just pick and choose the times and the venues,
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also played a new song that as soon as I heard it, it just blew me away. And it's become one of my favorites. And this is a new release for you now. Out now. In fact, the video just came out earlier in this month, like December the 9th. This is the 28th today of December. And so it's out there already. And we want folks to look for it. Where at?
My YouTube?
Your YouTube channel?
Probably my Instagram, Facebook. It'll be everywhere, but it'll definitely be up on YouTube.
Very good.
Yeah.
And the song is out Spotify, wherever you get music.
Uh-huh.
So I thought maybe we'd start with your brand new song, Chop Wood, Carry Water.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to hear the story about it afterwards, okay?
Sure.
So Judy Paster is our guest. This is her brand new song. Listen to this. You're going to love it.
Lost and lonely on a dark and stormy night, just down the road a ways from painful days gone by. Even though my heart's healed up, scar there still remains. What if all the love in life let's just fade away. We'll let our love take us to another place. Without a fear, we're naked in the moonlight. Chop wood, carry water, we'll be alright. A brand new chance is coming with the sunrise. So chop wood, carry water, it's a good life. Chop wood, carry water, we'll be alright.
Wow. I've always said that, I hate genres. I hate putting people in boxes, and that's up for the marketing people and the record companies and stuff. But I've heard Judy Paster described as Americana meets Nashville folk country. And if you're going to describe it anyway, I think that probably fits. That song is absolutely amazing, and it's got a great message.
Thank you.
Just chop water, chop wood.
Chop water.
Chop water. That ain't going to help. Chop wood.
Carry wood.
Carry water. And we're going to be all right,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. Now, you wrote that song with Boo Ray. I don't know what a Boo Ray is, but I'm a fan. Tell me all about him.
Abu Ray is an awesome person, and he's an artist and a writer.
You're in Nashville, right?
He lives in East Nashville, and I think he's been doing it for a while, and he's covered in tattoos.
Is he?
Yeah.
So when he talks about the tattoos in the song, crossing them out.
Yeah, that came from his heart and his mind, and because I actually I was just sharing with you, Dave, that I hadn't heard about crossing out tattoos.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that people do that. So in the first part of the song, it's pretty sad, experiences in life, whatever she's having, it's not too good, and but I guess she finds that when she stays in the moment and pretty much chooses to do what seems like the next right thing, which in this case would be chopping wood and carrying water, things are going to be all right. She's going to get to the next spot that she needs to be in life.
Do the task at hand.
Do the task at hand, especially when you don't know what to do next. Just do what's right.
It's great advice.
And then the second verse, she's kind of met her person. She feels she's not going to cross any more names out.
Nope.
She's going to keep this one, and so there's hope on the horizon, but she's still going to do the next right thing. So that's kind of what
great.
The song's about. Yeah.
It's a great song.
Thank you.
Yeah. You and Boo Ray, good combination.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to look him up and get into his music.
Definitely look him up. His music is amazing. He has
Boo and Ray. Two names.
Yeah.
Boo Ray.
He's got an album called Sea of Lights, I believe. That's it's great. He's
great.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get him on the show here. I'm down the line. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe we will. Yeah. Very cool. You've been writing a lot this year, haven't you?
Yeah.
In fact, I understand you got a new album that you're working on.
I do. And it's starring all my co-writers, my production team.
You've got a great production team. And you listen to that track that we just listened to, the Dobro, the way that is all put together. It's just fantastic. Where do you record? Who are your people?
So I'm recording with Sean Byrne at his studio, which is in his house. And he recorded The Ride with me. He produced True Love Has a Cost. So we've worked together before, and
both of those songs I think was in our last podcast.
I
if
think
you want to
so.
go back to last year,
Yeah.
December 29th was the release date last year that you were on our show.
Yeah.
So they can listen to those two songs.
Yeah, and he's just got a really good feel for what I do. Got a great country rock, bluegrass, whatever. Just mixing it all up. Nice Americana sound. Great. He's a great songwriter himself and an artist, so he understands the artistry part too. And then my friend Joe Spivey has come in now. He's helping me with pre-production and coming in and putting down guitars and mandolin, an instrument called the bouzouki.
A bouzouki.
Bouzouki. It's cool.
It's not bubble gum.
No, it's a stringed, like kind of a round. You have to go look it up if you've never seen one. It's really neat.
They really are a beautiful instrument.
Great sound. So he's adding quite a bit, and so you can hear his influence on Chop Wood Carry Water, and then we've got 2 more in the works, and there's going to be some more, and then the album in 2023 in the spring, but I'm not putting a date out there yet because I just,
Well, hopefully
change.
Sometime this spring we'll hear it.
Definitely.
And do you know what you're going to call it yet? Or
I thought I did, but the more songs I write, every song, I want every new song to be the title track. So just kind of just waiting, and we'll be praying about that. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they always say that the best song is the one you just wrote. Right?
I mean, honestly, it feels that way. I'm just so blessed, like so many of us are here in Nashville, to have great co-writers and enjoying the process.
And let's talk about some of your co-writers. You've got some incredible co-writers. Bill DiLuigi, who's been on the show.
Yes.
It's so funny. I was listening to the podcast that we did last year, earlier this week, and we talked about Bill, and I hadn't met him yet.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
And I was like, wow, I got to get Bill on the show.
I remember that.
And we did. We had him on last year. He's a great singer and a great guy.
He's a great guy.
And you guys still write a lot together. But,
we do.
Yeah. But lots of other ones, too. Like recently, Steve Dean, who's a big hit writer.
I absolutely adore him. He is just a cool person, a great writer. And we have like a nice writing thing going, and so we're on our 3rd or 4th, I think.
Oh, that's good. That's good. He's brilliant. Absolutely. Big #1 songwriter. And, in that Hits and Grins, which is a trio that we had on not too very long ago.
Right.
Yeah, with Bill White and Victoria Veneers. So, and they're a blast. They're fantastic.
Yes.
So. That's good.
Yeah, and Greg Wilson.
Greg Wilson is a great songwriter.
And Hal Odell for the first time, actually, this morning. So that was neat.
Hal recently on the podcast.
Okay.
He's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like writing with him as well.
Yeah, I found out he was a doctor.
He was. Radiologist.
Yes, very smart.
Very smart.
Very smart.
And he's a very smart writer, too.
Yeah, good.
Songwriter. So if you missed that episode, go back. It was on just a couple of weeks ago. So, we were happy to have him on. So, you're very busy. A busy bee.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you also, you took part in this TIFF, Tennessee. You explained it. It's with film and TV, right?
So, it's for film and TV. It's the Tennessee International Independent Film Festival. I connected with the director through my vocal coach. You need to have her on sometime. Her name is Mo Loughran.
Oh, I'd love to have her.
She's amazing. Yeah. But anyway, she introduced me to Nan. I don't want to say Nan's last name. I might not say it right, but it's Puetz. Poots. She'll kill me. She's just wonderful. And so she had me come and perform at their film festival, which was just like, I think 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
It actually was held at a place called Worldwide Stages, which is a huge recording studio complex out in Spring Hill. Wow. It's on huge acreage, and it's really beautiful out there, what they've done out there. And so it's a lot of independent films. And I'm just getting to be part of that and meeting a lot of film people, and I'm pretty excited about all of that.
That's good. There's a whole world for songwriters that have opened up recently with what we call sync, and we've talked about it in the past. Chantel Ogden was on the show and talked about sync writing for film and TV.
Yes, and so Chantel's another one. We just wrote our first song together. I've known her for a long time because she has written for a long time with Bill DiLuigi and has also taken him on radio tour with her.
Yeah.
So we've known each other, but we had never written. And recently we wrote with the three of us, Corey Lee Barker, Chantel, and myself. And we have actually gone as far as getting the song recorded. It's a Christmas song, of course, with Christmas Corey.
Yeah, Christmas Corey.
And we'll see.
But every one of those Hallmark Christmas movies has got at least one Corey.
I mean, I'm hoping for Hallmark placement here with this,
Wouldn't that be great?
This one. Yeah, I think that'd be really fun.
That would be really good. Yeah, absolutely. How about another song from you? I know you've been writing lots of great stuff, so maybe you can share one you wrote.
This one I wrote with, this is the first one I wrote with Steve Dean and our friend Cara Hogan. should say Cara. No, it's Cara. Cara. Forgive me,
Cara,
Cara, if you are listening. She's actually the director of the Gatlinburg Songwriter Festival, and a very precious person.
Yes, she is.
But this song is about like finding, or not even finding, it's about like running to your, like a peaceful place where you can just get away from the madness of the world.
Wow, I can identify.
Yes, and this is called Back to the Porch.
Awesome.
And this is we're cutting this right now. So
this will be on the new album.
This will be on the new album.
Very good.
This morning, see the world's gone mad. What happened to the innocence we had? All the lies that I've heard, all the chaotic words, I kick my thoughts to the curb. Run deep, where I know myself. My heart is free, somewhere off the grid, where there's hope and peace. It's my favorite place, where I want to be. So I run back to the porch. Raindrops on the roof. I long to hear the wind whisper the truth. All the lies that I've heard, all the chaotic words, I kick my thoughts to the curb. Run deep, where I know myself. My heart is free, somewhere off the grid, where there's hope and peace. It's my favorite place, where I want to be. So I run back to the porch. To the porch. I run back to the porch, where my roots run deep, where I know myself. My heart is free, somewhere off the grid, where there's hope and peace. It's my favorite place, where I want to be. So I run back. Porch, to the porch.
Judy Paster, our guest on the Songwriter Connection podcast. Back to the Porch, written with Steve Dean, who is an amazing songwriter in this town. The story behind it coming up. Stay with us on Songwriter Connection podcast.
You're listening to the Songwriter Connection, connecting with music makers and hearing their songs and stories. Now back to the show with your host, Dave Linehan.
Judy Paster is my guest. This is the Songwriter Connection podcast. She was recently featured in Guitar Girl magazine. How cool is that?
I thought it was pretty cool. I like that cool publication. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's out there right now. Mm-hmm. Take a look at it, read it, and find out more about our guest, Judy Paster. Yeah. So tell us about this song, To the Porch. Back to the Porch.
Back to the Porch?
Yeah. You wrote it with Steve?
I wrote it with Steve and Cara. And like I think I just mentioned, but maybe I didn't. But it is a song about like just running or just hitting the road, going wherever you got to go to get away from the madness of the world, and having that like peaceful place that you can just go and unwind, do whatever you do. If you like to pray, if you like to meditate, just relax and unwind. And that's what Back to the Porch is about.
Your songs always have a nice message like that, which is really cool. And when you talk about developing an idea like that, maybe you can step us through about how that came about. Was it an idea that you had, or did you just start talking about different things?
No, it was actually, I was going to the right, and so I was driving in my car.
Now, was this the first time with Steve? Or?
Yeah, this is the first time with Steve and Cara. And I was on my way there, and I made a turn onto this street, and there's like this house that's like kind of like a cabinish looking, and it's very like neat and like manicured, and I don't know, it just had like this look, I don't know, to it, and then in combination with that, I had been listening to, there's an old worship song that I like really used to love. It's by this guy, Matt Redman, and it's called Heart of Worship. And it says, I'm coming back to the heart of worship.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that song?
I do.
And I had that song in my head, and I was like, I don't know, between this picture perfect, like cabin-looking home with this manicured lawn and the American flag, and it was this whole like thing out of like something, a movie or something to me. And then this song, like, I'm coming back. I kind of had this idea just like hit me as I was driving to the right. And I just told them about the Heart of Worship song. And I told them about like these, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what I felt about the house, but it was something about like, maybe it was like the porch, maybe we got the porch from the house, but it was coming back was like, first we thought about like, well, would we run back to like a house? Would we run back, and then we just, I don't know, somehow got to Back to the Porch.
There you go.
And that's how we wrote it.
And it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very, very good. I remember once at a show here this past year, and we're kind of recapping the year for you here at the end of the year since last year you were on the show. But I remember watching you, and I was sitting with Megan, your husband, and he was telling me about this song. About this portrait on the wall when you were a kid,
right,
growing up, and he showed me a picture of this portrait,
right,
on his phone,
yeah,
and you were doing this song, and I say this to set up your next song,
right,
and because it's a special one,
it is
the picture on the wall. So
you want me to tell you about it?
I do.
Okay.
I would love for you to share that story with us and to play that song because it's powerful. Yeah.
So,
and another great message,
Thank you. When I was just a baby, my parents bought this, I guess they bought a painting, or they had this painting, and they put it up on the wall, and I basically was like crawling around under this painting. Of course, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know what the painting was because I was a baby.
Yeah.
But as I grew up, I was like, oh, it's a girl. She's playing an acoustic guitar, and she's sitting on a couch, and she's actually like looking down at the guitar, and she's got long hair, and her face is shadowed. She has a shawl wrapped around her shoulders, and my mom still has this painting, and it does kind of look like me. It's kind of interesting.
Wow.
And so it resembles me. And so I was sharing with my husband about the picture on the wall, and I just happened to say to him, I said, I grew up to be the picture on the wall. And he was like, Judy, that's like a good song. You need to write that song.
Yeah.
And Greg Wilson, I think we had our first write set up for like that week. And so I presented him with the idea. I think I had a little melody. Can't remember that part, but I know we talked about it and he liked it, and we wrote the song. Yeah. So this is going on my album too.
He's another brilliant writer.
He is.
Really
He's so good.
Yeah.
So this is Picture on the Wall.
Great. Thanks, Judy.
There's a picture on the wall at my mama's house. There's a girl that I look up to, sit above the couch. Just looking at it, it was profound. prophetic girl and her guitar. Ladder to my heart. Now here I am. There's magic in my hands, peace in my soul, singing all my songs. I can't help but think it's meant to be. This journey that I'm on started with that picture on the wall. Her face was shadowed and her hair was long. She never said a word, but I swear I heard a song. It was poetic, it was prophetic, girl and her guitar set fire to my heart. Now here I am. There's magic in my hands, peace in my soul, singing all my songs. I can't help but think it's meant to be. This journey that I'm on started with that picture on the wall. I grew up and became that girl inside the frame, hanging on my mama's wall. Now here I am. There's magic in my hands, peace in my soul, singing all my songs. I can't help but think it's meant to be. This journey that I'm on started with that picture on the wall. That picture on the wall. That picture on the wall.
You know, when I first heard that song, I thought about my grandmother's parlor, and right above her Davenport, which is a couch, she had pictures that in her parlor of Jesus on one wall, Kennedy on the other.
Oh my gosh!
And pictures like that.
All the classics.
All the classics, right? So I even had to write that into a song one day. Jesus on the wall.
Oh, I love that.
Jesus and Kennedy.
Yeah.
So the girl in the picture on the wall. It's just amazing. And as you're singing this, a title for your album popped in my head.
What? Picture on the wall?
Girl and her guitar.
Girl and her guitar. I love that.
You say that in the song. That's going to be the name of the episode of this episode.
I like
Girl
that.
And her guitar.
Thank you so much. That is like such an honor. Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thanks.
And Greg is an amazing writer. As a matter of fact, I was at a party this past weekend, and he played a song that he had written, and it just absolutely blew me away. And I'm convinced that this song will be a radio hit. And I think artists are going to fight over this song. So that's how good he is. And we got to get Greg back on this podcast again.
Definitely.
Maybe we can get him to play that song.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say any more about that, but
No.
every now and then I hear a song.
Yeah.
And you go, wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the kind of writer he is.
We
He's
love our
that powerful.
songs here in Nashville.
We do. Now, you came to Nashville from Philadelphia, right?
I did.
And you've been here how long?
I am on my 11th year.
11th year.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you are everywhere I look. We had a recent podcast with Rhonda Funk, who also does a very good job at promoting that kind of the DIY kind of independent artist. And it's hard work. I know you work very hard at what you do in promoting yourself, and you get it out there. And it is hard work, isn't it?
It is hard work, but I mean, I think I'm always like, not stunned, but I'm always like surprised at how so many people will mention to Megan, my husband, or to me, like how they see us and how they see me and my like social media skills, how it's like how it's like very, very good. And I'm just like, always like, really? Like, I don't, I just do what's needed. That's kind of what I've come to, and, keep plugging along because it's just what I do. It's my passion, and I just do it.
We talk a lot about passion on this show.
Yeah.
We really do. And you obviously have it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you do work the socials, all of them. We can find you Facebook, Instagram, TikTok even.
I just started. Like, I'm pretty new on TikTok, but
me too.
My stuff is doing pretty good on there. It's not too bad. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Any advice for the DIY artist out there in promotions?
Oh my gosh.
What would you say to some folks that are really wanting to pursue doing what you want to do?
Well, my first thought is try to get an investor. So. But
that would help.
My second thought, to be sincere, that wasn't very sincere. That was more like, a joke.
Sponsors.
I would just say that, find your sound. I mean, if you've got like a sound that you're loving, pursue it. I wouldn't suggest like changing for anybody, because the problem is, I would suggest like working on your craft and getting better at what you do, but I would just suggest on just locating what that actually is that you do and what makes you special, because there are so many of us with similar dreams and hopes, and there's so much talent. So what is it that makes you, unique? And then I would say hone in on that and develop it, because that's really what you have to give. So
our cat just...
Yes, the cat is on.
Juliet decided to be a part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Juliet knows that she's not supposed to be on the table. Yeah. But she does this, and she makes an appearance every now and then on my radio show.
And she's beautiful. Now
she's
cleaning herself.
Hey, get off that table, girl. Come here. Come sit on Dave's lap.
I mean, honestly, she looks like a little tiger.
She does, doesn't she?
Beautiful, yeah.
Little Callie, yeah. Julieta. Yeah, you know it, right? She's playing the cute card now.
She is.
Yeah, that's how she is. Yeah. But yeah, that's all. That's really good advice, and I appreciate it.
Thanks.
How did you find your voice?
Well, I would say a couple things happened. One, I found my voice through getting married. Really like grounded me a lot. It really like helped me. Yeah, it just helped me to. I don't know. There was something about the two, of us that kind of has really just brought out. It's kind of a level of safety and comfort, I think, that I never had. I used to, when I was, back before I moved to Nashville, I traveled around quite a bit. I was just sharing with Greg and Hal this morning how I used to live in a van out in California, and
not down by the river, right?
No, not down by. Well, sometimes I was down by a river. I went wherever I wanted to because I was living in a van. Mm-hmm. Or traveling and living in a van out of a van.
That's so cool.
So, I mean, I just have like a sense of, I don't know, I think it's like something that just happens as you go through time. You just kind of like, you got to figure out like what's comfortable for you. And being married to Megan is what's good for me. It's been really like healing for me, really, because I was just single my whole life. I mean, of course I had a boyfriend, but I mean, I was never married, and there's a difference when you actually tie the knot.
Yeah.
That's like a knot being tied,
That's a big commitment.
That's a big commitment. So that's one thing that happened. And the other way that I found my voice is I found a really good vocal coach. Now, I've had other vocal coaches through time, but this one in particular really heard me and was able to teach me like the technique that I needed to kind of just bring out what, and that's what a good vocal coach does.
Yeah,
I mean, they can't,
that's so true.
They can't teach you like how to sing. They can teach you like how to use your voice. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they teach you how to sing, but it's more like a technique and how to like relax and all of it. And I think that I've grown in confidence and, just like acceptance of like my sound and then it's come to like a love, you have to like love how you sound too to be able to get out there and do it. You don't want to like not like your voice. So
yeah,
it's just it's like a combination of things and it's really helped me to find my voice.
That's interesting you say that because working in the radio industry for years like I did, I never could stand to hear my voice played back. Mm-hmm. You hear yourself differently when you speak and sing than you do through headphones or recorded played back. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I can remember first time I ever heard myself on voice, and this may be the same with you listening at home or in the car, wherever you're listening. When you first hear yourself played back, does it sound like you? You're not, it can't be me. Right? Did you?
I don't know, because I've heard myself so much now that like I don't remember like how I first felt about it. But I've definitely like, I mean, there's been times where, particularly like on work tapes, I'm like sometimes on work tapes after we write a song, I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Sometimes I love it. It kind of just depends. But yeah, I could see where it would be like, you would hear yourself back, and it's something that you just have to, you grow into kind of your own voice, I guess, in a way.
Well, you hear it through your own head, and the bones in your face and everything, and then around and through the ears.
It is different.
And it is different when you put the headphones on or if you're hearing it played back. And I think you learn to work with the technology to make yourself sound better.
Sure.
And as you grow, but a good vocal coach, you're right, is so important. I've said this on the show past, because there are so many people out there just destroying their voice and not even realizing it, Proper technique is so important. So I can see where she probably would be a big help.
She has been.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's so awesome. Her name is, again?
Moe. M-O-E Loughran.
Here in Nashville.
Loughran, I think. Something like that.
Invite her on the show. Maybe she can give us some tips as well.
She's good people.
Singer-songwriters out there. Yeah. So, can we talk you out of one more song? Do you think? How's the thumb? I know you cut your finger.
I did. I insisted on new knives.
It's like chop thumbs, carry water. No,
exactly.
Don't chop thumbs, okay?
No, I know.
Chop wood, carry water.
I could do God Made Me.
God Made Me. Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, it's called How God Made Me.
How God Made Me.
How God Made Me. This has a cool little story. Do you want me to tell it now or after?
I'll bet you we tell it now.
Okay.
And lead right into it.
So the story with this one is that Bill DeLuigi and I went to Bonnaroo this year to volunteer. And so we volunteered in this tent that houses, like, it's like water and like snacks, and like if you want to like come in and just hang out, to the concert goers, it's like a place of refuge.
That's nice.
Yes, and
a front porch.
it is actually a front porch.
Yeah.
And
cool.
So we went and we volunteered there, and what's the story? The story is that for some reason I said in a sassy kind of way to Bill, and we don't remember, neither of us remember what the conversation was, but I said, well, that's just how God made me. And he was like, well, that's just a good song. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So he actually had a couple ideas on the spot. I put him in my phone. And then when we got together, we wrote How God Made Me.
Great.
Can't say this is going to be on the album because...
So many good songs to choose from, huh?
Well, no, it's not that. I just don't know. We're just seeing about this one. I don't know. Like, if I'm just gonna wait to cut it.
Okay.
That's all I can say. All right, so let's see. It's another finger picking one. Well, God made me like a wild wind. Try and be as free as the road is long. God made me like a small town. I get knocked down, but I always come back strong. I know He's written out my story with goodness from His hands. He knows every detail of what I don't understand. He took a little kindness, He gave a little grace, He threw in some extra mercy. Well, He knew I'd make mistakes, but a light switch in the dark's what I wanna be. That's how God made me. God made me to hold this guitar, try and change the world with a song. God made me to hear His heartbeat, 'cause after all, we're all just here and gone. I know He's written out my story with goodness from His hands. He knows every detail of what I don't
mistakes. Oh, put a light switch in the dark's what I wanna be. That's how God made me. That's how God made me. I know He's written out my story with goodness from His hand. He knows every detail of what I don't understand. He took a little kindness, He gave a little grace, He threw in some extra mercy. Well, He knew I'd make mistakes. Put a light switch in the dark's what I wanna be. I should let my soul shine for the world to see. That's how God made me. That's how God made me. That's how God made me.
Beautiful. If you're going to be anything, be a light switch in the dark. I love that. You and Bill DeLuigi again, huh?
Yep.
It's a magic combination.
Thank you.
Judy Paster has been our guest, not Pastor. I say that because it's Paster.
Yes, it is.
And I want you to follow her on the socials. Find her music on Spotify, wherever else you get music. And check out her YouTube page where you'll find that new video to her great new song, Chop Wood, Carry Water. Best of luck with that, Judy.
Thank you so much, Dave, for having me.
It's so good to have you here.
Yeah.
And we'll have again soon. Good luck with the new album coming out this spring, too.
Thank you.
All righty. Pulling for you.
Thank you for listening to the Songwriter Connection podcast. Find us on social media at Songwriter Connection. Also, listen to Dave Lanahan's Nashville Connections radio show. It streams live every Friday morning on WOBL and WNOI. Look for us on Facebook and YouTube. See you next time on Songwriter Connection.